If she's on, I would like for her to indicate. However, if she's not, I'm going to be asking for a volunteer from a parent who would like to open our meeting in prayer. We're going to do this song, Thanks, Thanks, I Give You Thanks. For all you have done, I give you thanks. I am so blessed, my soul is at rest. O Lord, I give you thanks. Thanks, thanks, I
I
give
give
you
you
thanks
thanks
for
for all
all
you
you have
have
done.
done.
I'm so blessed. My soul is at rest. Oh Lord, I give you thanks. We're saying thanks, thanks. I give you thanks for all you have done. I am so blessed. My soul is at rest. Oh Lord, I give you thanks. And if we're wondering what is there to give thanks for in such a time as this, we are all alive this evening. We're all in our right minds. We're all breathing correctly. We're all healthy. So I just want you in your own space one more time just to sing this song as we give God thanks for this afternoon. Thanks, thanks. I give you thanks for all you have
Ah,
done. I am
I am
so
so
blessed.
blessed.
My soul is at rest. Oh Lord,
Lord,
I
I
give
give you
you
thanks.
thanks. Bless the Lord. I don't know if I have anyone who wants to be praying for us at this time. I have 5 participants. I see Miss Jessica Anderson. Miss Anderson, I see your hands raised. I also see Galaxy J3 Prime. If it is that you're raising your hand because you wish to offer a word of prayer, please unmute yourselves and do so at this time. Okay, so let me pray since I'm not seeing anybody coming forth. Let us bow our heads in prayer at this time. Most righteous and eternal Father, Lord Jesus, we approach your throne this afternoon. Father, you have given us life, and for that we are indeed thankful. We are blessed this afternoon, Lord Jesus. You have seen it fit, Father, to keep us until this minute. And so we do say thanks unto you, Lord Jesus. As we are here in this platform, I pray, Father, that, Lord Jesus, we will be able to work together, Father, for the collaboration and the well being of the students, children that are placed in our care and that are placed to these parents. I pray, Father, for a smooth flow within this meeting. I pray, Lord Jesus, that there will be clarification, there will be edification, and mighty God, that your presence will continue to be with us. Father, we continue to strive for excellence. And so we pray, Lord Jesus, that during this time of turmoil, during this time, Father God, of sadness for some, during this time, Father, of uncertainty, that we will look to you who brings peace, that we will look to you, Lord Jesus, for all comfort. I pray, mighty God, that Holy Spirit, you, Father God, will rest assured with each parent that is here, each teacher, each member of the Innswood High School family that is here this afternoon, and you will allow everything to go in accordance to your will. And I say thanks once more to you, Lord Jesus, and I bless you, God. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. So let me once again say to all the parents here that we know that this is a sacrifice some of you have made. both with the Wi-Fi situation, the data, your work schedule. And we are really, really appreciative that you have chosen to put your child's interest as a top priority this afternoon for you. And so, as Innswood High School family and the Grade 7 family, we applaud you parents and we are pleased at this point with the number of you that have come out. I also see students online and we must say to you, welcome this afternoon. We are pleased to have you. Today, I must also express how happy I am that you have become members and your children, the babies of the Innswood High School family. As you know, we are an institution that is continuously aiming to improve in our standards and our performance and our overall image in Jamaica. We therefore crave your participation, your support, and your continuous involvement in upholding the standards we wish to perform. You know, our motto says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I just want to hear some person just unmute yourself and repeat that with us. I can do, just unmute yourselves and let's go. So students and parents, this is our mantra. This is something we say every day. I
I
can,
can do
I can
I
do
can do
all
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 things
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 through
through
Christ
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 who
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 strengthens
strengthens
me.
strengthens me.
me. And as we believe this, I want to implore you, parents, to help your children to put this at the forefront of their minds in this time when the education system seems much different from what they are in. Yes, we would have loved to be face to face with you. We anticipated and we were enthusiastic just to be in the classrooms with your children and to also be meeting you in person so that we can collaborate and make Innswood High School a better place. Nonetheless, we are not going to do anything less than what we normally do. We will be doing our best to ensure that the transition of your child from primary school to high school is a smooth and memorable one. We here at the grade 7 welcome you parents, welcome you children to this prestigious and noble family, knowing that with Christ we can do all things. Now, we have a few things that we will want to discuss with you this afternoon. And I don't know, we're going to be having the welcome from our principal, Dr. Everton Thomas. I'm not sure if he's on, Mr. Small. Is he on?
Let us just do a little roll call just to ensure that we have everybody on board. Um,
Mr.
I think he
Hanson?
should be on. Um, Dr. Thomas, I think he has been having some connectivity problems, you know. Let me go again. Dr. Thomas, are you there? All right, not hearing him.
Mr.
Sir
Hanson?
Hans, you are there? Sir Hansen, are you there?
Mrs. Rowe?
Mrs. Rowe? Is it that let me see something.
So as we wait on these persons who are our administrators or other vice principals and principal, I'm just going to ask Miss Carr to just say hi. You will hear from her later, but she will just say hi to you. That's our deed.
Good evening, parents and students and my colleagues who are present
Good evening,
here. I'm
miss.
very happy that there are so many persons who have logged on. We're very excited to be meeting with you this evening. We know that there are some difficulties, but what I'm excited about is that we're obviously overcoming the challenges. And that is why we can all be present here this evening as our grade coordinator said she hopes that at the end of the session, she's confident that at the end of this session, you would have learned, you would have benefited from this session. We have a lot of information and encouragement to offer to you this evening. So I'm excited to talk to you again. And again, thank you for joining us. And I don't think it's too late, but if you have a neighbor or you know somebody who is in grade 7 and you don't see them picture and you don't see them name, please forward the message to them, forward the link to them. We want everybody to be a part of it. Please also remember that you can be a part of this message. It is being streamed live. That's how it goes, Mr. Kennedy. It's a
Yes.
live
Right.
stream on
Yes.
YouTube. So even if
Yes.
they can't get into this meeting now on Zoom, they can still be a part of the meeting on YouTube. I look forward to talking to you again.
Wonderful,
And it's
wonderful.
over to you, Miss.
Now I see our principal, Dr. Thomas. So even though he can't hear us, can we just put our hands together as we get our greeting from our principal this afternoon, Dr. Thomas. Dr. Thomas,
Okay, great.
over to you, sir.
All right, we're seeing him, not hearing him. You're on mute, sir.
Oh, we have to unmute.
Do we?
No, he can.
You can, okay, yeah.
Not hearing you, sir.
Still muted, so something is wrong.
Yes, sir.
Try again.
Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so you're back on.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear.
Yes. It's the organizer who was supposed to unmute me, so I was unable to get in. Good afternoon, parents. And good afternoon, students. Let me say to you that we're happy to have you online to our grade 7 orientation. One that I know will be very fruitful, the very informative rather,
Meeting, no,
and
call
that
rather
you will
me
be
than
happy
meeting,
that
call
we
rather.
are, Mr. Kennedy
All right, which page?
and Mr. Kennedy. Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes.
You're not
Mute the mic.
muted.
You have to mute your mic, sir. Yes. So our grade 7 parents again and students, thank you for coming on. I'm sure that after this orientation, you'll be well informed and you know the way forward. I know, like all other parents, that you're worried, wondering what will happen to your child. Let me assure you that your child is in the best of hands, and what we have ready for you, according to the government and the platform we'll be using, your child will be taken care of. I know you're fearful. As a matter of fact, this morning my daughter was supposed to go online, also my son, and we were there trying to get on the Google Suite. And of course, it worked eventually for us. So I know there will be ups and downs, but let me assure you again that you will get online eventually and things will work out for you and your child. Now, here is it. It's a new platform, a new learning mechanism. And as we enter this new era of learning, that our child and also the parents, as us as parents and principal and teachers, will have to get used to the new platform. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, because this is the way forward. And I also want to say to all the parents who are coming to Innswood for the very first time, you're in good hands. Allow me to boast a bit, because I always want to use the opportunity to boast about what Innswood is doing. Innswood is a school of choice. What I realize that persons have used our past to judge our future, but I want to correct such a misunderstanding or misquote that persons have used to brand Innswood. I want to say to the parents that we have gotten all of our students, or most of our students that sat the CSEC exam were successful. We have received 1s and 2s. The exam coordinator said this to me, and I quote, "Sir, if this was the time you're having sixth form, most of our students would be able to go to sixth form." And I want to stress the word most, because the students that did the CSEC are the one that we're referring to. Parents, you're now in good hands where you have teachers who care for your children. I've been in this system for almost 30 years, and I can tell you, Innswood is the school that you'll find teachers who really care for your children or your child. I've seen it for myself as a primary school principal where I'm coming from, where you send the child to Innswood High School, and I'm there with them, where the teacher takes extra care. And I share this with you quickly. I've seen a teacher at Innswood High School, several of them, but this one stands out to my mind. She was ill and was told by the doctor not to return to school. She had her SBA outstanding and she came in. She was ill and she came in and she had classes with her students. And after completing the SBA, she went home. She took even worse, got worse. Her illness got worse. But the point I'm making, that she was concerned about the children, your children, that is in her care. This is the type of teachers that we have at Innswood High School. This is the type of persons that you have sent your children to take care for the day. They are determined to get your child to be a success. And I'm happy to be a part of the team of Innswood High School, where we have teachers who are concerned about the health of your child and the well-being of your child. Holistically, the teachers are concerned about your child. There's a thing that we often say when a principal or teacher enter the room, and it goes like this: I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, the reason for this is because we want our students to know that we're speaking to them holistically. We speak to them physical, educationally, mental, and spiritual. Because without Christ, we can't be a success. And we can do all things. Rest assured, you're speaking to a man that has gone through hardship, a man who have come back from hardship, and can let you know that if you trust God, you can do all things, and all things are possible. On that note, I would say to my parents that your children are at the right place at the right time. They deserve the education that they're given. And let me also stress this to you. The reason why they're at Innswood, the government made a mistake. And here's why they want to tell us why they sent children to Innswood. Those children, they say, that are not performing. And here's the mistake that they made. They sent us students who just needed some motivation. And when they get to Innswood at grade 7, they are motivated to do better. And I've seen this in my 3 years at Innswood High School. Students came to us, they became motivated, and they have done well. Now, compare other schools that have gotten students who are at 80s and 90s. We got your children at 20s and 30s. And we have made those children receiving 5 or more C6 subjects. Now, I've often compared, which is greater? The one that got the 80s and the 90s and 100 PEP pass, or the one that got the 20s and the 30s? And in my mind, if you give me little, and I take that little and make it great, then the persons who receive the little are the greater ones. Not the one that got the 80s and the 90s, because those students are made already, but when they come to us, we could make them into what we want them to be: good citizens, persons who are past the 8 subjects. Listen, my first year at Innswood High School, I've seen students went to exam. And parents were saying that I've gotten a case where a mother said that she's not going to spend the money on the child. And I convinced her to send the child to pay for the child's CSEC exams. And when the child was finished, that same mother came back and said, "Sir, the boy bright." Now here is it, parents. Your child is in the hands of teachers at Innswood High School, good hands. And your child is going to do better than what the child did at primary school. The child is going to become that doctor, that teacher, that nurse, that fireman, and the list continue. If you work with us, and the song that was sung before we started, I want to use those words to say to you, we can do this together. I know the agenda is long, and the question and answer section is there, and I know you have a lot of questions. And I want to rest my point until I'm able to speak again. Thank you very much for coming to Innswood High School. Thank you very much for sharing Innswood High School, what we're about to do with your child to make your child a success. We can do all things through Christ. And I say this to your parents, that we're going to make your child into the child of tomorrow. And Innswood High School is a school of the future. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Bryan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm just going to address something. There are no persons who are trying to get on the YouTube channel to hear us and to be a part, and they say they're not getting on. Just type in the school's name and you will get on. I also am seeing persons in the grade 7 groups on WhatsApp that are saying that they are unable to get into this platform. Please, if you know someone, just tell them that we are at 98 and persons might fluctuate in and out. So the platform is almost full, and so they are unable to get in, but they can join us on the YouTube channel. Is Mr. Hansen on or Mrs. Rowe? So we could just get a quick greeting from one of our vice principals.
All right. I think I don't know if it's because of the weather, but there have been some connectivity issues from time to time. I see say, Miss, you're breaking up. So we know that we might be encountering some difficulty with regards to the audio or even the video, given the fact that well, based on the inclement weather conditions that we have been experiencing. All
It
right.
depends on where we are.
Right. And with regards to the greeting from our vice principals, if they do come on at a later date, then we will make some allowances for that greeting. Let me also say that I was so involved in the organization of this agenda that I excluded myself in giving a greeting. But that is okay. So let me just use this opportunity in the meantime, though, to welcome our parents and say welcome to our students, to our academic of Innswood High School, and to those who would have been anticipating, our fruitful and eventful academic year of 2020-2021. And it is indeed, eventful because we now have to look at the new norm. The new normal now is to try to source, devices and to try to get onto the available platforms, to facilitate our students' learning. And under normal circumstances, our attention would have been placed on the payment of school fees and ensuring that the students have books and bags and uniforms. So there is a paradigm shift where that is concerned. So I just want to say that we are all happy to be alive. Let me hope that all is well. And I just want to say that for the students who would have been, well, for the students who came to the summer program, we would have already introduced ourselves and we had discussions, and they would have already understand what the Innswood culture is about. And I'm just gonna say, for the ones who haven't yet met us, that we will be very resolute in instilling our culture on this platform, the online platform, just the same. There is no necessary change. The only change, to be exact, is the one of the physical learning. You will not be in classrooms physically, but online you will be there, and everything will go on as recommended by the Ministry of Education. Parents, I just want to say that this is also a test of the commitment that you have, towards your children's learning. And you also have a responsibility now, as a matter of fact, more than ever, you have a responsibility now. And the results at the end of the school year with regards to full competence or failure in the particular grade is not solely dependent on teachers anymore, but also on you, because you now have to create that environment that is suitable for your children's learning. So I just want to welcome you. I just want to tell you that this is a community that caters for all. We try as best as possible to reach out to every single student once we have the platform to do so. Um, we will be over time communicating with you through the various platforms, the WhatsApp groups. I know that the teachers, upon introduction, you will know who they are, and they will be reaching out to you with the various form groups as well. All right. So I just want you to, anticipate the ride. It's going to be challenging, but then it should also be exciting because this is now something new and challenging for us. So we just need to embrace it and try as best as possible to overcome all the challenges. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Brian.
Yeah, at this time, I'm seeing questions in the chat, and there's a section for your question and answer, and we will further address your issues after the presentation. So please write your questions down, and at the appropriate time, you will remember them and we'll give you the opportunity to ask, because we are really here to speak with you and to help you to understand the process as best as we can. So at this time, I'm going to be inviting our male coordinator, Mr. Kennedy, and he will be speaking to us briefly as well. Let's
Good
put our
afternoon.
hands somewhere for Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you, Miss. Good afternoon, parents and all in attendance. As Miss Brian said, I am the other half of the very eloquent presenter here. Um, I'm kind of feeling that I should have gone first because my very eloquent colleagues have made short use of my wonderful speech that was written. All right, which is left for me to speak about, parents, is that we expect that you will give us your full cooperation in the whole issue of teaching and learning online. It is new for not just the teachers, but for everybody. I wish to point specifically to you guys and monitoring your students. We made an elaborate plan earlier where we would highlight the misuses, some misuses of this platform, which you saw me displayed earlier. I hope it worked effectively. We have to be mindful of what we're doing. Remember that our microphones are on. Remember that the videos are on. It sometimes we say stuff out loud, not remembering that, hey, this is now our official classroom space, not because you're at home, but this is your classroom space. We urge you to monitor our students. Please, you have to ensure that they are on time, they are dressed for classes. We don't expect that we'll give them work and then you just go about your daily business not monitoring. We crave your help in ensuring that our students deliver and undertake what they should be doing. There's a popular video going around. I would think that most persons have seen it, where a parent was, not cognizant of the fact that her child was on a video class and she appeared quite naked and had to run out of the screen. Issues like those, we hope not to occur in the Innswood High School classroom situation. Right, guys? So with all of this, I'm just saying we have to work together as a team. Regularly, we don't refer to you just as parents, but we see you as family. Each one teach one. We have to work together to maximize this situation. So we look forward to having a wonderful year and forevermore. Thank you. Ms. Brian?
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. So just to say as well, we know, as I said in the beginning, this is distant learning, and we cannot stress enough how different it is. We too want you not to get so worked up and so frustrated, but to give yourselves time to adjust to the process as well. We are available at different times. Please remember that we are hearing your concerns, and as best as we can, we will address them. Not everything is in our hands, and we know the main thing is the devices. But you have to do all that you can. We encourage you to do all that you can. Remember, we are here as a grade 7 family, and we're here not only for your children who become ours at a point because we are catering for them, but we're here also to hear your concerns. We, however, ask that you try to put out a little more effort in getting the device that is needed. Everybody wants their child to be in school at this time. And so we ask that you try a little more. I know some persons say that they are awaiting this, and we are okay, but you cannot let this month finish and you don't have the necessary device for you to be on the different platforms of learning. At this time, we're going to be meeting the principal is supposed to be speaking to us again.
Yes.
Dr. Thomas, should we go into the next segment and then let Dr. Thomas come in?
Yes, let us move on to, well, for both he has two aspects that he wanted to look at. So we will leave that for him.
Yes, we'll come back to him.
Yes. So we can just move on to the.
So at this point, we are going to be allowing you to see the form teachers for the classes. Now, when you receive a timetable, and that is posted, as you would have seen already, that is posted in the group, that was posted in the grade 7 PTA group, there's a timetable. Now, know there are different teachers that are allotted for each class. So if we say that you are in, so the school's name is spelled with each class. So if we say that you're in 7I, then you have a form teacher where the student is expected to report to that platform to get their names marked, ensure their attendance, and as well, the form teachers will create groups so they can have a more one-to-one contact with you than you being in the large group. So we have Mrs. Santana Justines. So Ms. Santana, could you just show yourself? And unmute yourself for a minute, Ms. Santana, if you're on. Not sure, Ms. Santana. All right, Miss M. Bonner.
I don't think they can, if only if they're the host that they can actually mute themselves, you know. So we have to actually mute them, unmute them, ask for them to be unmuted. So let me just check here before. I would like for all the form teachers just to raise their hands in the chat.
Show their video, and then we are able.
So yes, so that I can actually see, because I have to go through a long list here. So just.
Yes, good afternoon, parents, and good afternoon, colleagues. I am Mrs. Santana. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm Mrs. Santana, and I'm going to be the form teacher for 7I. Later on, you will hear from me. I'm going to be creating a WhatsApp group where we can interact closely. So we will be in touch.
All right, I see Mr. Pitt, the male among us. I see Mr. Pitt is ready. So Mr. Pitt, would you go ahead?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Romano Pitt, and I'll be a 7S form teacher. And I too will be creating a WhatsApp group to engage the students of 7S. And nice to meet you all.
We have Miss M. Bonner. Miss Bonner.
Good afternoon, everyone. You hearing me?
Yes,
Yes, miss. Not seeing you though.
My video is on.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing you.
All right, good. Pleasant afternoon, everyone. And I will be the form teacher for 710.
7.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, so they'll just had to mute everyone a while ago because something went on. Some persons had unmuted themselves. So we were about to hear from Miss Anderson. So Mr. Small will unmute her once more.
She'd have to raise her hands though for me to
Miss
identify her.
Anderson, go ahead and raise your hand again. And the others, Miss Dean, Miss Duncan, and Miss Cephas, Miss Freeman.
All right. I think the principal is in the meeting.
Miss Anderson can go ahead and
Go
unmute
ahead,
herself
Miss
now.
Anderson.
Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Loud
we are.
and clear, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, parents,
Afternoon.
students.
Good
My name
afternoon.
is Miss J. Anderson. I'll be the form teacher for 7O. And I also will be creating a WhatsApp group in which we can communicate. I'm looking forward to having a very good year with you all. Thank you.
Miss Duncan, Miss Dean. Is Miss Cephas on?
I think she's muted.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Dr. Thomas and then we'll come to the remaining form teachers. Dr. Thomas?
Miss Bryan, could you just finish with the teachers? I'll be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Tell Miss Leishman to unmute her mic.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Miss.
I am Opal Leachman. I'll be the form teacher for 7H, and I'm looking forward to my new cohort of students. And I know that we'll have a good time. I just want to encourage you to keep strong and to tell you that the great Henry Ford says, obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goals. So despite what is happening around us with this pandemic and other issues that you might be facing at this time, I just want to encourage the students and the parents to keep your eyes on the goals and you will not miss the prize. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Well said.
Miss Dean, Miss Duncan or Miss Freeman, if you're on, please indicate so Mr. Small can unmute you.
Good afternoon, parents and students of grade 7. My name is Miss Dean and I will be the form teacher for 7W. I anticipate working with you all this year.
Thank you.
We will talk further about that, okay?
Thank you, Miss. Miss Duncan, Miss Freeman. Mr. Small,
Yes.
are you seeing them?
No, I'm not seeing them at all.
Okay. All right, so Dr. Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think 2 of our form teachers, but you can go now. So parents or principal will be speaking to us a little about what is expected once again. So please be taking your notes and receive our principal.
Thank you again, Miss Bryan. and Mr. Kennedy, the coordinator. All right, I was asked to speak on the devices for children. And I know a lot of you are anxious to hear about the tablets in school. And when I saw it, it was at the top of the agenda. I said to Mr. Kennedy, why is it at the top? And he was saying to me, let's get it out there, sir, because most parents are wondering what's going to happen as relates to devices for the children. Okay, the government of Jamaica has provided laptops and also tablets for the children of Innswood High School. But I must say to your parents, they only provide for grade 10 and 11. We'll be receiving 241 laptops to be given to students in grade 10 and also 11. We also gave out tablets to students in grade 10 and also grade 11. So all of these past students in grade 10 and 11 will receive and also have received tablets. So is it for everybody? That's the next question somebody might ask. I was told by the media, using the media house, they're saying to us that we should expect a percentage to be given to the parents, money in terms of money to be given to the parents to purchase tablets for their children. Now, the money will not come to us, it will be sent to the parents' account. That's what I was told. And you can put the difference and purchase a laptop or a tablet. So it's not for everybody that what we have received so far, only for grade 10 and 11. And we're asking parents, what do we do now? Will be the next question if your names are not on the list. We're expecting you to find or to buy a tablet or a laptop to get ready for school, to come online. We're told that the phones, there are some good phones that can be used. We're asking the parents to use the phones to get online also. So if you can't buy the laptops or the tablets, you can get a phone to use. So don't wait on the government to provide one for you. Take the initiative and start to get one for yourself, because we want to start school. Well, school has started today, but we want to start to interact with your child as quick as possible. And for this week though, this week could be used for your child and yourself to go online and get familiar with the system. That means we'll not be teaching the curriculum, we'll be teaching the parents and the students how to get online and manage the online program, our system. So parents are asking you just to be patient with us, because our teachers just received the logon information, and you'll hear more about that as the time progresses. So we just received the logon information, that's the logon credential that was sent to your child via the group, or by some of you have called the school and you received them already. So until that is completed, we will not have teaching. Now, somebody asked me the question today, if the child received the logon, can the child be anywhere in Jamaica and have the internet? The answer should be yes. And the answer is yes. And the reason why I say it should be yes is because that has not happened as yet. Some students have received the logon and the internet is not added to it as yet. Now, the government plan is that once you get the logon, you will have internet access. That means there's no need for you to buy the data to put on the phones or the laptops or the tablets. Once you get the data, the logon rather, there's no need to buy data. Now, we're hoping that this has been activated, but if not, just give them some time for it to be activated. Now, in the meantime, if you got your logon and it's not working, not picking up the Wi-Fi, I want to ask you to buy some data until. We have to be patient. It's a new thing for the government, a new thing for all schools. So I'm going to ask you please to be patient at this time. Now, I'm just going to touch on the school fee before I get into, before I finish the parental contribution. Now I'm asking, you are told parents that normally you should pay school fee. And we're asking the parents at this time for them not to pay any school fee at this time, but use the money to purchase a laptop or a tablet or a phone. So all the money you will use to buy the books, pay the school fee, use that money now and focus on the tablet or the laptop. All right? Parental contribution to school. And we're asking that the contribution again be used towards the child devices or the children devices. Now, Parents, I know it's hard. Some persons have lost their job during COVID, and the government saw it fit to give you back. Instead of taking from you, they saw it fit to give you back. And we're all for that. So I'm asking parents, don't come to the school. Now call the school and ask again, should my child get a tablet? I'm making it clear. Your child will not get a tablet from the school nor a laptop. Grade 10 and 11, but we're asking you, the parents, to buy the tablet or the laptop for your child. Use the money that you now want to pay for school fee to contribute towards that. All right? That being said, parents, I know it's hard, but we're going to make it together. Thank you very much, Ms. Bryan. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Now at this time, we're going into another meat of the matter that is paramount for us to know at this time. And that is, we will now be having Mr. Small speaking to us on the expectations for the reopening of online school.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Bryan. Thank you very much. Parents, I do know that you are all anxious. I've been getting calls from last week. I mean, pertaining to what is it that we're supposed to be doing. You know, some of you don't have any. Some of us, well, the common issues are some of us don't have any devices. We don't have any internet. What is going to happen? How are we going to get online? Some don't know anything about the platform whatsoever. And as a result, you are just anxious and curious and you want to know what the plans are. So let me make it clear that you would have known that come today, the 5th of October, that online classes would start. Now, given the fact that the information that we receive and given the fact that we are using what is called the Google Suite, which has been implemented by the ministry, of course, we had to actually wait on the information from the ministry. Now, given that we have received the information over the past 24 hours, we tried aggressively in sending the relevant information off to you. You would have noticed that maybe at about 10:30 to 11 last night, for those persons who were a part of the WhatsApp group, that you would have actually seen the messages coming on with regards to the credential, the login credentials for the students. And these login credentials are very important because this is what the students will be using so that they can access that online platform under the ministry's domain. With that being said, we are in the process of using this week to get all the students' accounts up and ready so that they can await the invite for the teachers. So the same information that they have received from the ministry with regards to their domain, the teachers also received such information. So the teacher has to set up their platform, and then what they will be doing is inviting the students to the respective classes. But in order to invite the students must have already activated their accounts. So in order to activate the accounts, you work along with the information received in terms of the login credentials. You look at the email and you look at that password that is being sent. Now, the student list, the student class list, which parents would not really be aware of at this point in time, was already established and generated. So your form teachers, listen carefully, that your form teachers who are in receipt of this class list will be reaching out to you, as you heard from them not too long ago, that they will be creating their WhatsApp groups and they will be reaching out to you so that they can get the relevant information. I'm going to share my screen just a bit. Are you seeing my screen?
No, sir, not me.
Not seeing my screen?
No.
No, sir, we aren't.
All right, let me see. Seeing the screen?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, I don't know what has been happening with this thing here. All right, I wanted to share my screen to show the just a short tutorial with regards to how the parents or students can access their accounts, the Gmail account,
That
based on
the
the
video from
credentials that you've been
Mrs.
sent.
Campbell?
Yes.
That's the one that
Yes.
you wanted to share, sir?
No, I wanted to use my platform, my screen to show it.
Yes, but that's
Because
the
it would have been
one.
a little bit more face to face.
So, Miss Clark, can you share it?
I'm going to work on that.
All right. I think my device is actually freezing up when it comes to the sharing.
All right, sir. Whilst you're doing that, may I just make a point, a reminder
sir.
to parents. All right, parents, please remember that the general parent group is for posting of general information as it relates to the entire grade 7, such as grade meetings and such. If you have specific queries about your child, then you'll do so in your class group and you'll speak to the form teacher. So not everything will be posted in a large group, or not all questions will be asked in a large group. If it's very specific, then you may ask such questions from the form teacher.
All right. Are you seeing my screen now? Just asking.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So parents and students, I just want you to just have a look at this screen for me. And I know most of you would have been utilizing your phone or your tablet or some other Android device. Now, what you're going to look for is that you're going to look for your Gmail app or that Gmail notification. Let me go. On my screen, hold on. Lovely. So this would have been what your app would have looked like. Your app looks like. Once you select your app, you would be seeing this window. Ignore what is to my right, this window here, accommodating your email. You are going to click on this icon to the top right hand corner of your screen with the initial of the account holder. So if it is Tom and Jerry, then the initial would have been T. So you click on that, then you will see on the window the various accounts that you might have. If you have one, then you will see only one. Now, you're going to look where you have add another account. Add another account, which is down here. You select add another account. Now, the common mistake is that a lot of persons are using other platforms other than Google. So if you use Yahoo, you will be getting the notification that the platform is, the Yahoo cannot accommodate the platform. It's a Google platform. So what you're going to do, you select Google and you wait for a few seconds. Then what you're going to do is you're going to confirm your security pattern. You're going to confirm your security code. Upon confirming it, you wait. and you will be seeing the window requesting the email or the phone number. Now, the email that you're going to place in this window is the one that you would have received in the credentials in that list from the ministry. So I made mention of Tom and Jerry. So it would have been Tom dot Jerry, which would be the name of the individual, right? And you're going to include the domain. And the domain, you would have seen it beside beside the name that was present there. And once you select that, they will ask you for the password. The password is also there beside the email. The password is beside the email, which I'm going to show you shortly. Password is beside the email. Remember, do not exclude the capital letters. Do not exclude the capital letters. So you're going to put in the password just as how you see it in the email that you have received, and you press next. Once you do that, then you have actually activated your account. Now, this account, listen carefully now, that this account enables the student to have access to the Ministry of Education Google Suite platform, right? No other one, which means that you can't use your regular or normal Gmail account to access the class. You have to use the one that the ministry sent you, all right? So that you'll be able to do so. Once you have done so, the student will receive the notification from all the teachers that that child will be meeting with to join the class. So the teacher on the other end will be looking for those emails, the same emails that you have, the same emails. I'll show you. Lovely. So let's just browse through just a bit. So these are the credentials. And over to my right-hand side, you have the emails. And to my further right, you have the passwords. So what you have to do once you receive this is that you have to look for your name. Look for your name. You're going to look for your email, and you look for your password. And the demonstration that I just did, you're going to do just that, to put in those information and await the invite. Await the invite from your teachers. So you're going to await the invite from your teachers so that you can be a part of that platform. All right. A lot of persons are asking, are saying to me that, sir, I tried it, but I didn't get on. Now, the common problem is that when you're putting in the password, you ignored the capital W, right? And you put in the common W, and some of you space it. So most passwords have wood high, but you space it as if it's two words. But if you look keenly, wood high is one word, and the numbers that come after must not be separated either. All right. So once you have done that, you have actually activated your Ministry of Education's Google Suite account. And all the teachers are on that same platform. So when the teacher sends an email inviting the child to the class, then the child will receive it in that on that platform. Now, bear in mind that you would have already had a Gmail account, because you're using your phone. In order to use your phone, you'd have to have you'd have a Gmail account. But what you did was to activate another one. And in activating that one, you'll be able to have access to that the Google Suite online platform. So I hope that this is informative. And if you have questions, you can post it in the chat for the question and answer session. All right. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you, Mr. Small. I have also sent a video tutorial to the grade 7 PTA group that can be viewed And so when we are through here, you may enter that platform. I'm not sure if Mr. Hanson has gotten access on, but if not, or until he gets, right. So we will address that not seeing the link at a later date. We will now be having Backwardine of Discipline, and she will be speaking to us on discipline as well as giving us some measures of encouragement during this time.
Thank you. I can go ahead.
You
You
may.
hear me? All right.
Yes.
Welcome, Miss.
Thank you. All right. Good evening again, parents and students. As I said before, it is my pleasure to be here with you this evening in this wonderful weather. All right. With that said, I understand and we understand that online learning can be a great way. We want you to understand that it can be a great way to continue learning outside of the classroom. I know a lot of you cannot imagine learning taking place unless it's happening within the four walls. However, online learning provides the opportunity to do this, particularly in difficult circumstances. And unfortunately, here we are now faced with a pandemic. So we understand, parents, that the idea, it isn't always straightforward. And we also understand that there are a lot of challenges. And it is for that reason that we are here today, giving you tips, giving you ideas. I know the guidance counselor will also speak to some things that you need to look out for. Our guidance counselor will also give you some tips. So this evening, parents, I want to encourage you, and I'm very happy to see that there are so many students here. But parents, at this time, I'm speaking to you. I want to encourage you and to say to you, take an active interest in your child's learning. Not just now, but on a continuous basis. Take an active interest. Mr. Small and Mr. Kennedy, all my colleagues will say to you that over the past few days, our phones have been bombarded with phone calls and messages and just parents being so anxious. We've even had a lot of parents, not just one, two, say I didn't go to work today because I want to stay home to ensure that my child gets it right. You know, parents, that's a showing an active interest. And I want to say to you, don't only do that for now. Don't only do it when they get it right and then you move on. Please be consistent in the support that you offer your child. Parents, I want to encourage you. Right now, I'm speaking directly to you. I want to encourage you to sit and establish a timetable, a schedule, a daily routine for your child. We will be sending you a timetable, and the timetable will show you what class at what time and the breaks and so forth. We don't want when their classes finish at 3 each day, that's it. They don't know what else to do. Please discuss with your child by adding to the timetable that we give you what they do after their classes end. So you should probably add, and just for example, you put away your devices because they need a break from these devices. They can't spend the entire day on them. So when class is finished, you put away your device, you put away your uniform. And I will speak to you about that further on. So establish a daily schedule and a routine. It's very important in ensuring that your child is successful during this remote or online learning experience. Please ensure that the learning device is in a public space in the home. So I noticed, and because we're having this meeting, so we will excuse it for now. But parents, please ensure that you would have established with your child an area in the house where they will be having class. At school, they know where their form room is. They even know where they sit. And we are expecting the same rule to govern home. Please establish with your child, you sit in the kitchen or you sit on the veranda, and the area that is identified must be the area that is used every day. So that area must be set up for class. It is their learning space. Please ensure that wherever they set up It is not somewhere where there'll be a lot of interruption and distraction, people walking behind them. You want to ensure that whichever area you have identified for them to have their class, it is conducive to learning. You know, you want to ensure that the background is clear. You want to ensure that it's also a quiet area, one where they can be focused. Parents at this time, all the administrators, we all have been sending out our personal numbers. And as the form teachers said, they will ensure that you have a group where you can communicate. Because of this new mode of apparatus, you have to ensure that you keep in touch with us. So maintain feedback. If it is that your child is struggling, let us know. If it is that you do not understand something, let us know. If it is that something is easy and you're getting it and you appreciate the support that you're getting from us, let us know. Maintaining feedback and communication in this time is very important. Parents, monitor your child's communication. Now, I understand that a lot of you, you know, really there on the tablet thing and the laptop thing, and you can't bother with that. And I mean, I've even had parents who have their child call me and they're telling them what to say because miss, me not too good on them WhatsApp, Zoom, something here. Parents, now is the time for you to learn something new. And as we said before, this can be an exciting time. Yes, it is a little challenging at first. And yes, it is a little scary, but just embrace this new experience. You can learn something for yourself. Parents, do not let ignorance take away the opportunity to learn something. Please monitor your children. Check their messages. Ask them to show you. The same way we would encourage you to ask them to show you their books. Please let them show you the communication and their online activity. Encourage your child to take a break every now and again. They should not sit in front of these devices for the entire day. They will be getting breaks during their class time. And as I said to you before, parents, when class is finished, encourage them to put away the devices. Parents, I do know that there's some of you who are not au fait with the whole technology now. So I'm asking you, for those of you who are not, please make the effort to get somebody to help you to implement safety control and privacy restriction on the various apps and software. Yes, we understand that this is a learning platform. However, there are unscrupulous persons out there who you just don't know. So please ensure that you have certain privacy restrictions and safety controls on the apps and software that your children will be downloading. Please, I hope that you all have a copy of the handbook. If you don't, it is on sale at the school, or you should have gotten a copy of the handbook by now. Familiarize yourself with the rules of the school and the policy of the school. You will also be getting some new rules that apply to this online learning experience. So we will be providing you with new guidelines that refer to the online experience. As I said before, this is new and it has come with a lot of stress because of the whole adjusting to this whole experience. So a lot of persons have been complaining, and when the parents call, they say they're stressed, they say they're frustrated. Parents, your child might be stressed as well, and your child might be feeling frustrated. So we're asking you to check in on your child's well-being. Encourage your child to play, to talk, and encourage your child to share, because this is also a difficult time for them. Parents, on another note, I want to inform you that these parents and students, you must know that for this new online experience, each day you must log on at least 5 minutes before your class begins. So you must log on at least 5 minutes before your classes begin. We expect you to be punctual always. We expect you to be in attendance to all your classes. You don't have any excuse now. And if there is a problem, please let us know beforehand. We are still, as I said before, we're still offering all the support so that this whole transition can be smooth for you. All right. Students, you must, please listen carefully and pay attention. You must log in with your full name and your grade. So example, Simone Smith, 7th Faith. You must log in each day with your full name and your grade. So you must be in your uniform. If it is that you can wear your uniform or your PE gears. When you log on, you must log on with your video and you must be on mute. If it is that you need to say something, you raise your hand and your teacher will indicate to you when you can speak. We expect you, our participants, to be respectful at all times. We do not expect you to use the chat as a mode to, to idle or to send rude messages to anyone. That behavior will not, we are not going to facilitate that behavior. So we don't expect you to be bullying anyone, no derogatory messages. Please use the various platform in a professional way. Remember that this is our learning tool now. Parents and students, please ensure that your child is prepared. Ensure that your child has all the material. Even though this is online learning, they're still expected to have their books and their pens. They're still expected to do their homework and submit these things on time. I think I would have covered all of the various things that for now. Again, I stress that you need to show respect. You do not use someone else's logon. So you do not log on as K. Brian when you know that you're O small. That is against the rule. And parents and students, for grade 7s, we don't like to talk about suspension, but the ministry has said to us that if it is that students fail to comply with the guidelines that are given, we can suspend them. Now, you have been out of school for more than 6 months. You don't have any time for suspension. Please adhere to the rules and the guidelines that we have provided. And feel free to communicate any challenges that you might be having, as well as if it is that you are unable to log on with your video. If it is that probably you're in that should not be, but if it is that there are any challenges, please communicate same beforehand. Do not wait until the day. We are here giving you all the support that we can at this time because we understand that this is a difficult time. But I'm very excited at what we will learn in this whole experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Any questions? I will be here in the question and answer segment. Ms. Bryan, Mr. Kennedy, I know.
Can we just?
Thank you, Miss.
Our
Just to add up, Miss. Sorry.
Yes, please.
Ma'am. No, I was just about to encourage parents to change that initial password just for safety purposes. As Ms. was saying, we do not want anybody to use anyone else's account. So you do have that option of changing your password. Thanks.
And I believe that a video was sent in the group, parents and students, and it gives you a tutorial, and Mr. Small just did that as well, as to how to change your password. Please remember, parents, that the list with your credential was sent in the group, and persons might make, for whatever reason, they might have made note of your password. So please change your password, okay? Anything else?
Yes. With regards to those same credentials, some parents might be trying to click on it and they are not getting the info. They are not seeing the full list. Sometimes it's because of the fact that you don't have the software to actually view the credentials that were sent. So what I would ask that you do, you can actually go onto the Google Play Store. You can download Microsoft Word or you can download PDF Viewer. And when you download those, you will be able to have access to the information. Once you download the software and have it on your phone, then you can just click on the post that you got and you will see everything. All right. And we realize that most of our attention is being placed on that now because guess what? At this point in time, the credentials and the access, the activation of the account is what you actually need to get things started. Thank you.
And can we put our hands together for that presentation from Ms. Carr? I believe
Thank
that it
you.
was very informative.
Thank
And
you.
parents and children online, I know that you would have received much, and I hope that you are paying keen attention, especially to what is expected of you when you come on for classes. And I just want to reiterate something that she said. You must have a book for each subject. You must come online with your pencil, your pens, your eraser, everything that is necessary for regular learning. It
Must be
is your
seated.
time to make the most of it in a more comfortable environment at your home. Let's say that, but you can. So I hope parents that you have heard and you're making a note. I know we're saying a lot to you, but you have been waiting for our contact with you, and this is it. So please take it in and bear with us as we go through, because when we begin fully for school out of the orientation process, you can say that you would have been well equipped for this process that we are in. At this time, I'm going to be welcoming our guidance counselor for grade 7, Mrs. Colem Dean, and she will be speaking to us at this time. Mrs. Dean.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Miss.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, it's a good day to be alive and to be well and to be basking just in the beauty of the Lord. It's good to see everyone, especially my co-workers. I must say that, Miss Carr, it's good to see you and you are on top of things. But the highlight of this evening actually are the new kids on the block. So the new kids on the block would be our students and the parents. We are so happy to have you as part of our Innswood High School experience. Now, what is it that we look for when we make the transition from primary to high school? We have a number of things that we would want to achieve. However, what is happening now does not give us the scope to achieve all of our expectations that have come in a new environment, meeting new people, you know, just the fact of what it feels like to be coping in a high school setting in with different age groups and changing timetable, classroom space and buying your own lunch and paying your bus fare or being transported to school by your parents. Because of the COVID experience, all of this for now, we would have to say, we have to put it in the back burner. So what is it now that is expected of us? How can we cope? And this is where I want to bring us. So I just want to say welcome to all those who have joined the session. And it is good that we see that we can actually cope no matter how adverse the time is. And so for this evening, the coping strategies that I want to focus on is some practical things that we can do. And I just want the parents to zero in on resilience. Now, what we find out is when we are in a crisis, people tend to panic. We panic because we are in an environment where we don't know what will happen next, especially with this coronavirus impact, pandemic. So we don't know how it will impact us. We don't know what to look for. We have been briefed by World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health and Wellness and a lot of information. We have daily bulletins and everything is just coming at us, impacting us. And if we are not careful, we have a lot of mental health issues. And therefore, one of the coping strategies that I would want to be looking at is that of being resilient. And resilient is just learning to cope, to bounce back in challenging situation. Now, we are in a challenging situation. However, we cannot just sit back, do nothing and said, okay, when COVID-19 comes to an end or when a vaccine comes around, we will get on with it. No, what we have to do, we have to put things in perspective. We have to now get accustomed to the new norm. And as Ms. Carr said, what we have to do is look at what we need to achieve and just get at it. Set up the daily routine. I heard her saying that. Now, what are some daily routine that we can set up? I'm looking at it mentally, from a mental perspective, because the mind can, you can have everything and the environment can be right. And all of the resources can be available. However, if mentally we are not ready for learning, we would have invested in all of the things that were discussed, yet learning does not take place. So therefore, I would want to start by saying to the parents, I hope you will be with me on this, because at the end of the day, we are saying it's homeschool impact. We come for rally back, homeschool impact, till school open back. And when me say no, homeschool impact. We come for rally back, homeschool impact, till school open back. Tell the parents, homeschool impact. We come for rally back, homeschool impact. It's me now till school open back. All right, parents? So right now, what we are saying at Innswood High School, we are here to tell you that it's homeschool impact and we are rallying, but we are not going to be daunted. Yes, COVID-19, it's our reality, it's the world's reality. However, we cannot allow this to stop our progress, and especially the progress of our children. Therefore, what we want to start with this afternoon is what we call self-preservation. And I got that from Mr. Ballingsing, and that's our male guidance counselor. Now, Mr. Ballingsing taught us in the guidance department that self-preservation is the key. Now, why self-preservation? You cannot achieve your goal if you are ill. If you have ill health, if mentally you are stressed out and frustrated, nothing will absorb. And so to preserve self, you have to look at the things that will enable you to be healthy. All of the supporting factors. So parents, guess what? You might be at work some of the time. You might be working from home. However, if these things are put in place, again, I'm going to borrow Ms. Carr's word, as routine. That means the children are grade 7. They are just at they have just moved from maybe in the operation stage, and the transition where they are actually at high school will not take place for now. So once you put things in place and once you do your part, they will be able to cope. So what are some things that you can do? And that's easy. We are not going to give you anything that becomes challenging, because the aim from the guidance department is just to say, take it easy, take it easy. No need to worry. Come on now. Take it easy, take it easy. No need to worry. And that's what we are doing. We are saying with all the information that you have, take it easy. How can you take it easy? We are introducing under self-preservation a new start. New start in the COVID-19, new start to have mental health, new start to have physical well-being, and also new start to socialize even in the virtual space. What is it that we are proposing? We're saying in this time under the New Start program, we have nutrition, Why am I beginning with nutrition? Now, whatever we eat or whatever we drink, the Bible said, do it all to the glory of God. We are what we eat. Now, if we nourish the body, build immunity, we will be able to not only to ward off the COVID virus and other form of illnesses, we will be able to be kept alert. And that is it with our children. Remember, they will be sitting in a space. And again, I want to applaud you, Miss Carr, actually, because I don't really have to go back over creating a space, because in other words, yeah, we have to create a space. We have to decorate it. We have to put maybe teaching aids there, their timetable, a checklist to see what they have completed for the day. We can put a favorite thought or gem. We could actually put the days of, just something to say, this is my space for school. And I think Miss Carr did very well with it. Now consider, parents, consider your child in a space. The child is by her or himself there, and he's looking at a screen for, yeah, you will get break, but consider after a while, the child can become bored. It can become monotonous just by just staring. What we are saying, whenever you give them proper nutrition, what this does, this not only nourishes, but it also sustains them. So when they have to sit up and being alert, especially fruits and vegetables, grown provision, those things that will give them energy, and the glow foods and the water they need to have, and that comes under nutrition, because we know water is also a nutrient. What happens is when the body is hydrated, then you find out that the brain power is greater. All right, so they can have their bottle of water with them. So in the morning, parents, we cannot, while nutrition, we cannot afford to have our students coming before a screen and they don't eat anything, or they just grab something, grab little water, maybe grab something from the snack bag. We are saying, parents, because they are with you and they don't have to use this extra time to get ready for school, meaning to catch transportation. They are going to get ready for school, but they are in their own space. So what you want to do, please get up on time, or you teach them, or you do some pre-preparation from the night before, and they have something balanced. This will sustain them so that they'll be able to be kept alert. And as I've said before, the body's immunity will be strengthened. So you would want to have your limes. And parents, what we are saying, we're not sending you to supermarket. We're telling you, look what you have. Are you with me, Miss Carr? Because come on, Miss Carr, because I know, yeah, I'm talking to Miss Carr, but smile with me, because Miss Carr.
Agree.
Amen. Miss Carr.
I was on mute. Sorry about that.
I know. But Miss Carr is one of these persons. If you feel down, she would blend turmeric, ginger, and she has some power drink in her place.
Some remedy somewhere.
So she's hardly sick, right? So what we're saying, parents, what you do, the guava, the cherry, what else we have? Whatever is in your
pine, the melon.
Yes, whatever is there, take out the snack, boost them up with the fruits, because nutrition is the key. We know about the protein and we know all of these things, but normally, because we are at home, we're going to run for the snack. What you do, buy less junk food, and I'm going to hit the nail on the head. Buy less junk food, and if it's some ripe bananas you can buy for that 3 days, get your ripe bananas. Suppose
whatever fruit is available
in season. Beautiful.
Yeah, maybe June plum, apple.
Come on. Exactly. Right. So what we're saying, pay attention, and you don't have to have a lot of money for nutrition. And what we're saying, you're at home too, teach your child. If you have okra seed, plant it. If you squeeze out the tomato seed, let them dig up, plant it. It's good. Plant a pepper tree. Guess what? You see, you can actually send them outside. We were home for like 6 months. What have you planted? And don't talk about space. Plant it in a can. What that does for N is that you don't have to be buying, but you teach them to use things that are in season to eat healthy, to drink their water, and to stay alert and to build their immunity. And that is the body's natural ability to fight. And then mentally too, you will be able to cope somewhat. All right. Then we go under the new start to exercise. Now they will be sitting, and I heard that coming out. Consider yourself even at work when you sit at a desk. You sometimes fatigue set in, sometimes you become listless, sometimes you become distracted, sometimes you lean, sometimes you start sleep, especially because we are not in the physical classroom where we have other things to sort of keep us focused. So you would want to have the children right at time, and I'm encouraging the teachers to do this. You can actually ask them to sit up, so you would have maybe say 15 minutes in your lesson. And I'm talking to the parents and the teachers now. So we are looking at coping strategies practically. You can just ask them to sit up and to break, rotate shoulders, and you can do the shoulder rotation for me. Come, Miss Scar. Nice. Miss Scar, you're going too fast. I like that, but you're going too fast. So you're gonna rotate. I'm not seeing Miss Brian. Come on, Miss Brian. Yes. And you can do backward and forward. Amen. Come on, Miss Scar, you're a fit girl. Come on. And I'm seeing, hallelujah. Come on, Miss Scar, you are just super. So you can actually get them engaged. What does this, you know, what this does, it provides some type of relaxation. So they can do the stretch. They can actually just stand and they just bounce on the toes. Just bounce on the toes. Stretch the hand to the side, and then you ask them to sit and they will take deep breaths. Come on, so we are going to take some deep breaths now, just a few seconds. So you close your mouth and you breathe through your nose. Come on. How does that feel? How does that feel? Yes. So what we want to do, and this would be for the class, but in the morning, no, they can get up, walk, they can have skipping rope, they can play hopscotch. You know hopscotch? Do you know hopscotch? Yeah, man, hopscotch. You draw your thing and you throw it in, yeah, man, and you do these things. You can have your skipping rope. And if you want to skip and spell, you can do that, because what it does, it provides, and that is outside of class. What we want, I heard somebody say play. I don't remember if it's Miss Carr, I think
yes,
she
it
did.
was.
Play, because playing, what playing does, it releases the happy hormone. And because the children are not in the environment where they can socialize with their peers, you want to keep them happy and alert. So these are just some practical things. And any of their favorite game, football, cricket, whatever. But remember, they cannot go beyond home because we are in the COVID-19 experience and we don't want them to do what? To contract the virus. So we must always be cognizant of that fact that we can't let them go out too much. We did speak about water for new, that we know that the body needs to be rehydrated, and the body is made up of mostly of water, and we want rehydration to take place. So we need them with their water bottles behind them, and with the teacher's permission, they can take their water break, and water break can just be something that is scheduled, because we don't want the child, because they have the bottle beside them, every minute they're taking up water and drinking it. So what we're going to ask the form teachers to do, you can actually plan, schedule water breaks. All right. Now, quickly, sunshine. And in Jamaica, we are blessed. I don't have to talk about it. Once they are playing, once they are walking, once they are in outside, you can get your sunlight. All right. And we know that sunlight actually helps with the activation and all of that of vitamin D. And temperance. Now I heard Miss Carr again. So it's just a little reinforcement I'm providing here. Temperance, what does this do and what does it mean? You don't want to overexert yourself. So you were on the device for class, and after class ends, you take it up and you are right back on it. After a while, mental stress and fatigue will set in. And after a while too, you will become what? Instead of reviewing or instead of participating in house chores, you are back on the device. What we are saying to our students, I hope you are listening. As much as you like pleasure, we practice something called delayed gratification. And this delayed gratification is that even though the thing might be pleasurable, because of my health, because of my well-being, because I'm focused on my goal, I am going to break for another time and put things in proper perspective so that I can maximize on achieving my goal. Fresh air again, we did a deep breathing. Make certain the windows are open and you go where light. So wherever you set up your area, make certain you have light and fresh air. After a while, fatigue, you will feel sleepy, all of that if you're not getting oxygen. So the oxygen, the air, the place should be well ventilated. And need I say, for the rest of it, rest. Because you are now back at school, you need to be going back to what? Bed on time. So we can't set up until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock on phone and all of that and expect to be in a
because you have to wake up early.
Very good, sitting by yourself and not feeling weary and weak, and not only feeling weary and weak, but you're not able, your attention span will become limited because once you are tired, you're not hearing, you'll be sitting there staring on the screen, but you're not hearing, you're not absorbing, you're not retaining. And learning is about retaining. You must retain something and you must be able to be alert and be able to participate. So my students, I hope you are listening. Go to bed on time. What is on time? We say 9, 9:30, the latest 10. All right, you should be earlier, but 9 is good. 9 is the best time that is recommended. 9:30, 10. You should not be up after 10 because you need all of your vigor, vim, and vitality in the morning. All right, and then finally, we say trust in God, trust in divine power. So we are back at Innswood High, where our motto is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that is Philippians 4, verse 13. Why we need to trust in God in this pandemic, parents? Come on. Look at what is happening. So the new start, the last T is what? The last letter is T, and it is trust in God. The word trust. We need somebody. The song said, who made the mountains? Who made the sea? And who made the rivers that flows to the sea? And who sent the rain when the earth is dry? Somebody bigger than you and I. Praise the Lord. Big up for Mr. Smalls. Yeah, you go, Mr. Smalls. Right. So we learn that. And why we need to trust in divine power? There comes time when we will feel withdrawn. We will feel depressed. We will be anxious. The level of uncertainty that this pandemic is giving to the world. We can lose loved ones. We can lose our jobs. I mean, remittance from abroad. People can stop sending money because abroad they have the same thing. So what you want to do, you want to trust in God who is bigger, who is wiser, who is all powerful, who is all knowing, and who will put in your head space what you need to do to cope. And so don't leave your children just to the technology and the Zoom and all of the things that we provide. Don't leave your children only to that. Remember, we have to think in a holistic manner. We are physical being. Mentally, we want to be well. Emotionally, how we feel, how we react to what is happening in our environment. All of these things physically, right? And need I say spiritually too. Never leave out the spiritual. Remember, we can't go to church as we like and send the children. Therefore, the home becomes the hub for all of the socialization for now, with the exception of what we'll be getting via our online school. So my parents, remember that at Innswood High School, we collaborate, we cooperate, and we give you the best that we got. Remember, the best that we have, giving you the best that I got, and remember, homeschool impact. Come on, we come for rally back, and let me hear you, homeschool
Homeschool
impact.
is back.
Come
We
on.
come to rally back.
All right, Sir Smalls. Come on. Homeschool impact. Come on. We come for rally back. Homeschool impact. Till school open back. Let me hear you. Homeschool impact. We come for rally back. Homeschool impact. Till school open back.
That's right.
Big up, big up. Come on, Miss Carr, lead it out for me. And
okay. Homeschool impact.
Come on. We
come
come
to
to
rally
Rally
back.
back.
Homeschool
impact.
Till school open back. And when we say
That's right.
school impact. All right, high five.
High five. Good job. Thank you so much. Awesome.
God bless you as we go through this challenging time. Thank you.
Here we want to thank Mrs. Colin Dean for that session. And I know that homeschool impact, we come to rally back, will ring in many of us ears as we go today. Now we're coming to that segment where we know that you have your questions. We've been seeing questions in the chat, and also for the persons on YouTube, we've been seeing questions. Now, one of the questions I see on YouTube, sir, is what if they have not gotten their PE gears and they don't have their uniform? That is one question, and I think the persons on YouTube have been writing. And the next question is, what platform are we using? I guess some persons might have joined late. So, Mr. Small,
right.
It's over to you. Ms. Carr, if there's a question that is directed to you, there are questions in the chat. And I know one of the questions that most parents have is, when are we still going to give them a timetable? And so, sir, we can look in the chat, and YouTube also has some questions.
All right. So in addressing the PE gears and the and not having uniforms, then if you haven't procured any PE gears due to the fact that you wouldn't have collected it because of registration reasons, then you would be required from now to have your uniform from the old school. So if we are going to be meeting face to face virtually, then you can't be in any other garment, any other wear, your house wear, or what do we call the yard clothes. You can't have that on if you don't have the Innswood High School PE gears.
Can I interject, sir? Can I interject?
Go ahead.
All right, so parents, you would have been preparing for school for some time now. We were preparing for school. Our first meeting with you was in August, where we met with you, and I remember quite a few of you were there. We were preparing for school in September, and that was postponed. And in your preparation, I know that purchasing a uniform or even the PE gears is a part of the preparation. So we do anticipate that you have one or the other. So classes have begun, school has begun, and you must now have either uniform or PE gears. So we understand. We have had persons reach out to us and express how expensive it is the uniform is, because you are not coming to school every day. You don't have to buy 3 or 4 uniforms, which is what persons, usually do. You are at home now, so it is easier for you to wear one uniform for the whole week because you're not running up and down and all of that. And that is why the option is your uniform or your PE gear. So parents, please ensure that you secure one of the other. PE gears are at the school, so visit the school as soon as you possibly can so you can get one.
All right.
I just want to add before Mr. Small comes in that parents, as Ms. Carr said, one suit of uniform is ideal.
And can wear.
I don't want to have you online with your old uniform. The old uniform is from the old school. This is
and you're no longer a student there.
So I want you to dress in your uniform, school uniform, because I want you to have this mindset that you're a part of Innswood and not the old school. Just want to stress that because I want you to know that you're here with us. All right. So parents, listen, I know you're going to say it's not cheap, but I want to say to you, get your uniform. Ms. Carr rightfully say that free, instead of free, get one, because one can be used for online. All right, so they'll be seated in an area working. So one uniform. The PE gears, you can go to the school and order get your PE gears from
And
the
it's more
school.
affordable.
Right. So if you can't get there, sorry, if you can't get there, get to the uniform because we need to see a uniform. I'll be coming into the rooms to look at the students while teaching is taking place, and I need to see in the uniforms. All right.
And
Thank you
as we
very
had said before, that this is the standard established from the ministry. All right. This is not just the school's policy. This is also the policy of the ministry.
And to stress again, this is school online. This is school online. So we might not be seeing you physically, but we want to see you in a uniform. So that's why the dean and the different vice principal can enter the room. So if a child misbehave, the dean can get in the room on the platform, and that child will be asked to step out or placed in the waiting area to be dealt with by the dean or the guidance counselor or the vice principal. Then let me stress, because I feel very strongly about this, you need to get your uniforms ready for online classes. Yes, and the video must be turned on whenever it's face-to-face for each class, of course. All right, thank you very much. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Small, over to you, sir.
All right, next question, Ms. Brian.
I see. What if you already paid the school fee, etc.?
All right, let me answer that one.
All right, okay.
Let me do that one. All right, I know some persons has expressed to me that they are poor and they don't have the money, but I'm going to say this to you. If you have paid a school fee, it's not refundable. Yes, for PATH, it would be what, $4,000, and for the regular students, it's for 5,000. It's 5,900 or thereabouts. Yes, it's not 6. We reduced the price for the students who are coming on. All right, so it's you will not get back the money because at this time it's gone through the account. All right, thank you very much. Next question.
What about rental books?
All right, Mrs. Easy Brown and I spoke today. She will will post it in your WhatsApp group or to your teacher. And the teacher will tell you when it's time for collection. We did some today. Grade 8 books were returned today. So as soon as we get other dates, we'll post it to the group and let the students bring in can't get the rental book, not bring in, sorry, because this is grade 7. Grade 8 would have bring in there as a 9, but grade 7, as soon as we post it, we'll let you come for the book. I also add that there's online books, and the teacher will gain access to this, and the student can use the online books. All right. So as soon as you become familiar with the system, the online books will be available. Hope I made myself clear.
Yes,
the
sir.
question is asked again, what platform are we using, Google or Zoom?
All right, let me go there. So the mode of apprendi is TV, printed material, and G Suite. So let me go again. These 3 modes are the TV, TVJ, printed material, and G Suite. What we'll be teaching on though is the G Suite account. That's a Google. That's where you got your Gmail account. All right. So that's where we're going for where the focus of the teaching will take place. Now, if there are students who are unable to get on G Suite on the platform, there's a TV option is there. If you're unable to get on the TV, or with the printed material will be provided for you. So the TV and the printed material will be provided for use for the students. But right now, within the first or second week, possibly third week, there will be no printed material because we need to assess the program. We need all the students to get on so we can know how many students is in need of printed material. All right. So somebody called you today and said, did you have school? Yes, you did have school today. We're using the television. So you can use the television as a means of education, of learning, and also the G Suite for those who got on today. All right.
Before we go, there's one that came in that says, how will I know what class my child is in? I could address that. The form teachers are given the names and the email addresses, and for those of you whose contacts are still valid, they will be adding you to the groups that they are forming, and then you would be invited and know that this is your form teacher, and that's so you know which class your child is in. So as the form teacher said that after this meeting, they do have names. They will get the contacts, and as long as your contact is valid, if your contact has changed, you could put it in the chat if you want to, or in the group that we have for the grade 7s, and that will be passed on to the form teachers. Or anybody with any questions on the platform that they have not typed but would like to raise their hand, and Mr. Small could acknowledge you. Somebody says they haven't seen RE on the timetable for grade 7. We do not offer religious education at the grade 7 level.
All right, I'm not seeing any.
There's a hand raised. Hezekiah Hales has raised his hand.
His hand has been raised from the starting of the meeting.
I was thinking the same thing.
I know that question. What about kids who don't have any device or internet? What will happen to those kids?
All right, I'm gonna repeat myself again because I'm not sure if everybody heard what I just said. All right, so there's no internet, there's no devices. We're asking the parents to go and get the device to get on the Google Suite. If you have none or you can't buy any at this time, I'm gonna ask you to try your best to get one. There's nothing we can do as a school. We can't give you a device. We can't assist you in that area. The government is doing what they can do to provide money. I think that is not rolled out as yet, but it's be coming on soon. So they're going to be that part of the plan for the government where they want to assist you with money. But right now, we're just asking these parents to try to get even a phone that the child can get on the platform. And here's why it's important that the child get on the platform from now. This week up to the second week or third week, the teachers will be focusing on the devices, how to use the platform, manipulate the devices also. So if you don't have any devices at this time, you'd have to wait until we finish our assessment, and so we can send out printed material. However, there's another avenue you can use is the television. All right, so use those mode of operandi to get on the line and to get online. So those are the 3 modes that the government has given to us. All right, hope that is clear.
Okay, so I think we have answered. I still said the platform is open for about 2 or so minutes. If you have a question and you want to raise your hand and ask that question, this is the time.
I'm saying not to pay a school fee. Yes, please do not pay.
No, the question was, sir, that they should have told, Miss McLean is saying that they should have told them beforehand not to pay school fees.
All right, let me also address this issue. It's unfair for the parents. I've received 2 calls from the Minister of Education saying that we have not reached out to the parents. I want to remind the parents that we received a list of 365. Am I right, Mr. Small, Mr. Kennedy, Ms. Bryan?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We had orientation, physical face-to-face orientation with the
Yes, we did.
students before we were told that we can't see you guys. We invited the parents, we called the parents, we wrote to the parents, and 90 parents came out. Yes, and we're hearing now that we have not reached out to the parents. We have been trying to reach out to you, even to get this meeting on board. We asked the secretary in the office to call all of you. Yes, what we found out though is that some of your phone numbers has changed. Your addresses has changed and your phone number. We're asking parents to update your phone numbers, give it to the coordinator or to the office, so we'll have that on record. That when we need you for anything, we can be reached. Now, if you're in the group and your phone number has changed, please get in touch with the coordinators and the school administrator so we can get the information updated. So parents, we have reached out to you guys, and I want you guys to know that we have always been trying to reach out to you. Whenever we have any session online, because this is what going to happen now. The coordinators are going to be meeting you online whenever time they choose to have their meetings. You will have to be online to get the information. Don't wait a second on information. Get to the meetings to meet with the coordinators so you can get the information firsthand.
True.
All right.
So before you move on, sir, another problem I identified when calling parents was that some parents seem to ask persons to do the registration or borrow their phones. So when we call back, we're not actually getting through to the parent. And I'm not sure the message was passed on. So that in itself was an issue.
It was an issue. I don't think the message was conveyed to them, Mr. Kennedy, because if it was, we'd have seen more parents online. This is 365 students that should be in grade 7. How much is it now? About 80 something is online. And we had 90 before. Now, parents, this tells me that we're off to a bad start. Our relationship is off to a bad
this
start.
number isn't even accurate because teachers are in it.
Are in the group.
If you minus all the administrators, all the teachers, you have probably about what, 60 or less?
Yeah. We're off to a bad start. And I'm sorry that I'm using this. Yes, I'm sorry I'm using this medium to speak to you like this, but we need to get all the children online. Listen, parents, COVID has caused us to waste 1 term and a month. It is our duty now to get your child back on track. And that's why all of this meeting is important, that you know where to sit or to behave. And we're not in the time wasting, we're not in time to waste time, as you would have heard, that our CSEC passes has gone up, our students' behavior has improved, and we want you to know, parents, that that you work with us. Work with us to transform your child. Now, let me say this to you. I'm almost sure, as a primary school principal, could somebody mute that microphone, please? Whoever is doing that, could you mute that, please? Thank you. As a primary school principal, in my days when I was a primary school principal, and you tell a child that the child passed for Innswood, there will be tears. Some of you have heard what we've been doing, so some of you are happy to be here. But some of you have not heard, and some of you are saddened to the fact that you're here. But let me say this to you. Innswood has made a great turnaround, and the students are doing well. We don't have, and I want to report this to you, parents, we don't have the fights that you once heard of in the school. The students are more studious, and they're going to their classes. The ones that are wasting time, and I'm sure that some students are going to come online to waste time. We will not tolerate time wasters in the school. I want to say that again. And the dean is agreeing with me because she'll be in the classes. And Mr. Small, the vice principal, Ms. Brown and Ms. Kennedy will also agree with me that we don't have time to waste anymore. And here's why I'm passionate about it. We have lost 1 term and 1 month of our students' education. If we're not careful, the entire term, this term was going to go down the drain. And I cannot stand by and watch our children. These are our future. The students here are our future. And if our future goes down the drain, all of us dies. So we're aware that we need to get your children ready for school, in school, doing their schoolwork. So again, parents, when we try to reach out to you, reach back out to us. If your number has changed, get to the school. Miss Bryan and Mr. Kennedy and Miss Bryan need to be informed. I need to inform you regularly, so you have to get in touch with them. All right, I hope that answered the question. So the mode of operandi is the TV, television, G Suite, and the printed material. Just want to stress this again. So if you don't have tomorrow, let's say, for example, tomorrow, you can't get online. Today, one of my child was trying to get online and could not have gotten online because the school had an internet issue and the teacher was there working from school. So these things will happen. If these things happen, though, you turn to the TV, get in touch with the coordinators. I would try to get printed material for you. But for this week and next week, that would not be possible in terms of printed material. What will be possible this week is the G Suite, trying to know the system, and the television. Now, parents, you have to take your children learning in your hands. And I want to say this too. Gone are the days when teachers used to be abused by parents. Now, parents are seeing the importance of teachers now. That teachers were the ones who used to keep the society together when we meet them face to face. Now you can see parents with their behavior at home. You have to become teachers now. So I'm asking you, as you take charge of your child's education, I'm going to ask you that you help them to be focused, help them to know, give them a sense of purpose, that they're coming online for one thing, which is to learn, not to play. Now, my dean said to you that she's going to be very vigilant on the different platform. I want you to note that she's going to be there. That when she gets there and you're disrupting any class, grade 7 teachers, they were told that if a child bullies anybody in line or misbehaves in line, they must be placed in the waiting room and the dean will be there waiting on them, because behavior like this, bullying, will not be permitted on our school, on Zoom, sorry, not Zoom, Gmail, or the G Suite rather, it will not be permitted. All right, so parents, I'm asking you, please work with us so we can get our children where they should be. All right, thank you very much. I hope that did answer the question. Any more questions?
Small, over to you.
All right. I'm not seeing any more apart from, let me see.
There's a Q5.5 with his hand raised.
Also to add in the meantime, there's a video circulating with a parent who was not properly dressed, and it was seen on it was a Zoom account being used. I'm going to ask parents, because we don't have any offices in our homes, because the home was not built to accommodate offices. So you have to have a small section, as was told by the dean. And when you go, please dress in your home, knowing that the teacher virtually has invaded your home, and other children has invaded your home. So your homes, brother. So you have to dress knowing that the camera might just turn to you unknowingly. The phone or whatever you use, it might just fall and expose you. So I'm going to ask parents that knowing that everybody's coming to home, the G Suite or the G Meet, the Zoom platforms are going to come into your home. Dress properly when addressing your child. And listen, parents, please do not criticize teachers in this time. If you do that in front of your child is going to do that in front of the teacher. I want to emphasize that one more time. Do not criticize us. We need your support now. We need your support to help us to teach your children. We're here now, and it's after hours, but we're here online with you because we care for your children. We want them to learn. We want them to get what is there, what they should get, because we want them to replace us, because these children are a replacement. They're a replacement for the vice principal, principal, dean, guidance counselors, teachers. Your children will one day become like one of us. So time has been wasted. Time has been gone because of COVID. We want to regain those times. So I'm going to ask you, this is not the time for time wasting, but for serious work. Be focused at this time. Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask Galaxy J2 Core to unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good night. Hello.
Good night. Good night. I'm hearing you. Yes.
Good night, mommy.
My question is, how many books does the student need to have?
Ms. Brian, Mr. Kennedy.
That the question was rather low. Could you repeat, mommy?
How many books does the students need to have? Because you guys said they need to have more than one book. So how many books do they need to have?
All right, mommy. As soon as you get the timetables, then that would help you to determine how many books you would need based on the subjects that are presented on the timetable.
That's approximately 7.
7 books?
Yes.
And that's for all grades?
We're
including
sticking,
8?
we're sticking to grade 7.
7.
Specifically.
Okay, all right,
I
thank
think
you.
grade 8, but 7 specifically.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
No, remember, no, other grades might require more books, but we're focusing on grade 7. That's what the coordinator said. So she said 7 books or more, please work with that.
I understand what she says.
Okay, wonderful.
All right,
All right.
Q 5.5, you have your hand raised. Please unmute your mic, ask your question.
Daniel Ricketts, I'm here. What I want to know is, I paid for the package, but I did not get her PE gear. How would I get that?
Just come to the school.
All right. For the rest of the week, would they have something to do? Because she don't have a device at the moment right now. So what would they do for the rest of the week?
All right.
Well, you're gonna use the rest of the week and try to get some assistance with regards to the device, because the child will need that in order to have online classes.
Mr. Small, I am not working right now. I don't have a help with her dad. I'm waiting on her aunt to help me out. So if she don't have a device, now I have to wait until her aunt send the money. So what will she have to do now, like how school is open? What is
All right. Mr. Small, you want to answer that, or you want me to answer that?
Go ahead,
Want me to
sir.
take that one?
Yes,
All right.
go ahead.
Parent, mommy, what I understand that there's no help, there's no other source but you. Please tune into TVJ. The time is there. And we can't give printing material now because we just started. And as soon as this week and next week is run off, hope for the next week, we can have everybody online and we can start school. If not this week, next week. So I'm going to ask you, mommy, there's not much we can do. What you can do is grade 7, reach out to the coordinator. That's the best I can say to you at this time, Mr. Kennedy and Miss Bryan, and see what they can do. But at this time, only the children who have the devices will be able to go online because they have the devices. And the television is there. That's another option, mommy. And the other option I'm going to give to you, reach out to the coordinators. They might be able to assist you with some work. But remember now, you can't pressure them because they too have classes online to prepare for. So you can reach out to them and see if you can work out something with them. That's the best I can say to you at this time.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, I understand that because I texted Miss Kennedy from
Mr. Kennedy,
yesterday.
Mr. Kennedy, it's Mr. Kennedy. Miss Kennedy.
Back onto me.
Okay, I can say as well. I can say as well that, as Sir says, even if we prepare a paper really does not teach your child. And so the platform for the teaching process would be that online thing. So even if you're going to get many worksheets, as Sir said, the television, the ministry has said that they have television programs that will assist in the teaching and learning process. So that would be the only thing that you can do until you get the device, is to use the television, because even if you get a paper, there is no guarantee that there is understanding from the paper. It is just occupying the work time at the time. So
Can I also have, sorry, Ms. Brad, finish please, sorry.
So I say, as Sir said, there are different times that they offer things for different grades. So you could join that until you are able to come into the classroom setting, or until this thing ends.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Bryan. Can I be allowed to speak, Ms. Bryan? Madam Coordinator? Ms. Bryan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Somebody mentioned uniform just now. And I'm going to say something that might offend some person, but please understand my line of reasoning. Let me be clear. This is not meant to be disrespectful, but please underline my line of reasoning. Now, I've seen where somebody was saying that they're poor on TV, and when I look in the person's hand, the phone of the person have value more than my phone. Yes? I've seen there's home that they might have a nice looking radio that can be sold. Now, if you have, no, I'm not, please do not interpret what I'm saying to be rude. I'm just trying to be real here. If you have 2 TVs or 3 television, sell 1 or 2, buy a tablet. If you have a nice component set, sell it and buy a tablet. This is how serious we are with school. Let me share my experience with you. When I was going to school, I had a nice component set and my school fee needed to be paid. I sold it and paid my school fee. Why? Because my goal, my vision was to complete school. Parents let me stress. Those on this platform and those on YouTube, my intent is not to be rude. I just want us to be real. If we have additional stuff in the house, in our homes, that can be sold to contribute toward the tablet, let us do so. Why? We're taking education serious. This is our child, our children. So if I find myself with a phone that value $50,000 or $100,000, I'm going to sell the phone, buy a cheaper phone, and buy a tablet for my child. Yes? If I find myself, I live with my family, and if anything happens that I need to sell any of my cars or anything in my house, I will sell it to take care of my family. So we have to be real now and ask ourselves the question, do we truly want to help our children? So we have to be uncomfortable. I want to say that again. We have to be uncomfortable to be successful. I want to stress that one more time. In order for us to be successful, we have to be uncomfortable. Success comes with pain. Parents, don't sit down and wait on the government of Jamaica. They're doing what they can do. And it's not a political statement. It's what I've seen for myself. The government of Jamaica is doing what they can do. What can we do as parents? Also, let me also give another solution. Your churches, your pastors and the churches can also contribute one tablet. In my church, we're collecting money to buy tablets for our children in the church. That's an idea. But I want to stress parents, it's time for us to take our children education serious by selling something. This mother bought a nice sneaker that value over $100 US. And she's saying that she has no tablet. She could sell that $100 sneakers and buy tablets for the child. Are you understand where I'm going with all this, parents? And please don't think I'm being rude, not being hard, but I want you to understand that we have to take care of our children. Don't do the hairstyle that value 10,000 or 8,000. Buy the tablet. Don't do the nails. Don't buy the rings and the different thing, bling that you normally buy. Take care of your children. Don't go to the parties anymore. Take care of the children. If you focus on doing these things, I guarantee you, you'll not come, and I'm not being rude, you'll not come on the media or any medium whatsoever and say you don't have. Once you have 2 television, once you have 2 radios, it's time for you to become uncomfortable and start selling those stuff. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Miss Brad. Sorry, uniform. Let me address uniform because I just saw this in the group. You want to return the uniform because it's unfair. Come January, hopefully, January, there will be face-to-face. You have to buy the uniform. If you bought the uniform now, it is come online. You have put that totally away. You have that to worry about. So I'm going to ask the mummies, those who are complaining about uniform, hold them, because they can't spoil. And here's the trick with the uniform. Here's what we deliberately did this for you. The one uniform, you bought 1 or 2 uniform, those uniform can take the child up to grade 11 if the child does not expand. If you buy the uniform big enough, you can adjust the uniform. That one vest, if it's adjusted, can take the child up to grade 11. The skirt, if it's adjusted, if you buy it bigger and adjust the skirt, can take the child to grade 11. So then, if you buy one uniform, you can have it for 5 years. And the material is not easily destroyed or washed out. You can have the uniform for a long time. So you have invested in something that lasts long. Not China product, but something that lasts long. All right? I realize Jamaica has become so Chinese, if there's just a term. We have done everything in China now. We buy everything for China. But buy something of quality that will last long, and that's the uniform. I'm getting the feedback. Thank you, sir. Mr. Small, Miss Brand, you can go now. Thank you very much.
All right, just wrapping up. Galaxy J Prime, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Hello?
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 Yeah.
Hello? All right. Let's move on to Georgia. Please unmute your mic.
Yes,
Ask your question.
sir, I already speak already. I'm just waiting to hear what's next.
Okay.
All right, could I also address this, sir? Somebody mentioned poor cut. What would happen next? Now, the beauty about the platform used, I will be using the G Suite, is that if there's a poor cut on your end, the subject matter will be downloaded, uploaded to the system. So when the child goes on tomorrow, the child can get the work. The work will be there for the child. So not to worry, if the power cut goes, you still have the work up there. The teacher will be there in real, well, not in real time, but the work will be there recorded so the child can have it. All right, so the system is geared up so you can have all these things that will happen to you. The system is geared to take care of all those things. Hope that was cleared. I'm hearing a feedback in the
Yes, we're
in the
getting it
platform.
as well. There seems to be
We're all
some.
getting it.
Yeah, we're all getting it. But technology, that's how it is.
But I think they're listening to the YouTube at the same time while we're speaking.
Okay,
So I'm hearing
okay.
myself. So the person can just turn off the YouTube and just listen to us right now. I know you want to see yourself on YouTube, but just turn it off until we're finished. Any more questions, sir?
Yes. One more question. Kevon's iPhone. Unmute your mic, please.
I know you want to see yourself on YouTube.
Well, actually, I think it was already addressed by the principal. I was the person who was asking the question about the power cut.
Okay, okay, all right, no problem. All right, that seemed to be it. I'm not seeing
And
any
just to
more
add,
questions.
sir, just to add, you need to sit properly. You need to sit properly. Yes, this is one of the problems we're gonna have online. That the child should sit. It's a girl too. I'm seeing on my screen. She needs to sit properly. That's DeMarco. Yes, please sit properly. The camera just went. Yes, mommy. Yes, you got it. You got it. So this is the challenge that we're gonna have online, where the teacher is busy teaching. And remember, these are teenagers, and if they see anything at all, the class is going to be disrupted. All right. So sit properly. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Yes. All right. Let me just say that, for the persons who might have missed any part of this session, that you can actually view it on our YouTube channel. I want for you to subscribe to that channel and click that notification bell. Whenever we have any new content in terms of the principal's address or any vital information that we need the school population to receive in short order, that you will get that notification on your device. So remember now, we have to use all the available platforms to reach out to our parents. And as you can see with the challenge we are facing with the grade 7s, because based on the amount of persons that we have, the amount of students that we have on roll, we are not seeing the full participation at this point in time. So what I will say to you too is just to use this opportunity to share the information that you have received with the other parents who might not be a part of this platform. If you know them, you have some of them maybe as your neighbor, as your colleague, and you know that they have children starting Innswood High School, that you direct them to this meeting. All the information that you have received, you are going to share that information with them. The credentials that you have gotten with the passwords and the tutorials of how to log on to the Google Suite platform, that you share these information as well. I want for you to view these videos and tutorials in depth and try as best as possible to assist your child in logging on so that he or she can be readily available for the online classes. All right. With that being said, we have had a very lengthy evening, an evening with an abundance of information being delivered. Questions have been asked with regards to registration school fee. And as you heard quite clearly, that the contribution, the financial contribution that you would have made to Innswood High School with regards to school fee and registration, that you will not be doing so now, but you would use that money to procure devices and to assist in sorting out your data plans, because this is the way we are going. Now, parents, let me also add that, you know, as human beings, we are always tasked with making, you know, decisions, and decisions that will benefit our children, you know. And as adults, we have a responsibility to try as best as possible to think, to at night you look in the ceiling and you are thinking about a solution. Now is the time that, you know, we are faced with this pandemic, and we have to find a solution. All right, we are halfway there, let me say that, in terms of having something in place for our students. Now you have a responsibility now to provide the devices that the students need. It is a reality. It is something that you can't go around. So you should try as best as possible, you know, to have our students not being left out, but to have them ready and prepared. I don't know if we have any more information. Anybody have anything that they want to make mention of before we close?
Thank you, Mr. Small. Just want to say to the parents of grade 7, welcome to Innswood High School. Just want to stress that the teachers are ready, waiting, ready to go. I also want to ask you just to be patient with the system. It's a new system that's been introduced in Jamaica, first time ever, where all the schools in Jamaica will be on the same system. But bear in mind, the Innswood High School teachers are ready. I say this to you. There are teachers who have expressed to me that they would have come out to face if the government had asked them to do so. I'm one of those persons. But because of what they asked us to do so, you go on the online platform, we will do so. But bear this in mind, parents and students, our teachers are ready to teach. Welcome again to the Innswood High School, a school with a difference. A school that said, I can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. A school that when your child comes here, will not leave the same way they get here, because you have people like myself, the vice principal, the coordinators, and the dean, and the guidance counselors, who are always looking out for your children. And it's important to us that your child does well. Parents, bear this in mind, that we want your child to do well. And when we're a bit stern on your child, which is our nature to be so, I'd say this to you, that one person came to the school and said, everybody in this school is strict. It's in our nature, we're teachers, and we've been doing this for over 10 years and more. So it's in our first instinct is for us to implement discipline. And I want you to know, parents, discipline does not kill. Discipline enhances the child. Punishment destroys the child. So we're not in punishment, we're here about discipline. Because when the child is disciplined, then we can have a disciplined society. Thank you very much, parents. And thank you for listening to us. And again, welcome to the great school of Innswood High School, a school where excellence is key and where students will learn and must learn. Thank you very much, Mr. Small.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And on that note, we will be ending our orientation session. We will be doing this by our Dean of Discipline's favorite mode of operation.
Mr. Small, sorry, before you do the countdown, parents, this is unorthodox because the first are doing this. Here's what we normally do in school, and your child will be getting this. I just want to put you in the mode right now before the dean comes on. We normally, whenever the principal, a teacher, or the vice principal step in the room, or guidance counselor, the child will stand. And the child will say, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthened me. And we will say in return, yes, you can, and yes, you will. I'm going to say that one more time. So I'm going to ask the students in the room to stand up. All my students, stand up for me, please. I'm seeing some still seated. I'm looking at your faces so I can mark your faces.
Young man, very obedient. He has been Suzanne Smith. I don't know the name of that.
Yes, yes.
He has been very disciplined. Suzanne Smith.
Yes. Please call them up for my colleagues. Look for them and call them up.
Standing.
Yes.
Standing.
Marco, Nadisha Bryan.
Taylor, Tafari Taylor.
Yes.
Another Taylor. There are some children there who have really throughout the entire session, especially that young man, Susan Smith.
This is
Young
girl in
man.
uniform. Do you see her in her
No, he's
school
not.
uniform?
Okay, there was a young lady who was sitting with her father. I don't see them
Pamoya, I'm
anymore.
seeing you. Yes, Dejane, wonderful.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Ayana, that's
I
right.
see Ayana in her PE gears. Very
Yes,
good.
in her PE gears.
Lovely, lovely. I'm seeing
Yes,
some
that's
too.
the house to be in. Yes.
That's the red house, sir?
That's right.
The house
Okay.
Mr. Small, why are
I
you
thought it was
like the
green.
parents? Why
I would
Mr.
if I was
Small like the
greenhouse.
parents?
I thought it was a greenhouse. Quest that one. Sorry, sir.
Taylor is in greenhouse.
Yes, yes.
Poor
All
Taylor.
right. So the students who are not on, could you please turn your camera so we can see you standing, please? Parents, could you work with us, please? This is the first day, and this is called orientation. All right. So we're asking all the parents who the videos are off, please turn on for me, and let's do this. By doing that, thank you very much. By doing that, you're saying to your child that the child must obey what the teacher has to say. Just okay, everybody, turn on your camera for me. Lovely, stand. Yes.
Okay,
Colleagues, are you saying anybody seated? Ms. Carr, anybody,
Yes,
are you saying anybody seated? Are they seated? They must be standing. Are you guys seeing them? All right. Okay.
Yes, they're standing, sir.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Kennedy and Ms. Brand, go ahead for me and recite for me. I can do one thing. Please go ahead for me. Your voice is nicer than mine.
On two, guys. I can do all things.
All things through Christ.
who strengthens
me.
Again, I didn't
So
get
go
the
again?
fourth. That was question. Yes, one more time.
So now that they know what to say, sir, they could say it on their own.
They know.
They know.
All right. So on two, 1, 2.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Lovely.
Hoping to hear many more voices, but okay.
Yeah, you
Lovely.
can see a lot of them are mouthing it. They're already
Yes,
mute.
yes. I
But
see
quite
that.
a
I
few
see
of
that.
them were doing it. So.
Oh, you may be seated now, guys. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Mr. Small, I just saw Mr. Answer came in the room. He's one of our vice.
He left. He's not here anymore. So we could proceed to.
All right, fine. Go do your countdown, Ms. Carr. Go and do your countdown.
So colleagues, students, you can unmute. We're going to count from 5. You can unmute and join with us as we do the countdown. We're going to start at 5. So unmute your mic and join with us. And when we get to 1, you can leave the meeting. Colleagues, that's it for us. We're finished for the night.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, parents.
All right, so parents, count down with us. We're ready, colleagues.
Miss Carr, sorry. Miss Cephas, one of the class teachers, want to say something. Forgive me, parents. Miss Cephas, please come online. Miss Cephas, before you come down, Miss Cephas, please come online. And I'm seeing Mr. Answer online.
Parents, in close, I just want to say, I'm not hearing you guys.
Oh, what's that?
Someone is talking.
Getting an awful feedback.
Getting an awful feedback.
Good night, sir.
All right.
Is I? You might
microphones. Miss, go ahead and unmute now, and you'll be able to make your statement.
So we are finished for the evening. Dr. Thomas, we're going to go ahead.
All right. Did Mr. Anson spoke? Yes,
colleagues. He spoke first. He addressed the parents, yes?
Wonderful.
He had addressed
so students,
the parents.
That's one of our vice principal. The
He
other
had
one is Mrs.
introduced
Rowe.
himself.
Wonderful. Mrs. Rowe is the other vice principal, and she's not on. So those are the 3 vice principal. That's Mrs. Rowe, Mr. Anson, and Mr. Small, who let us out partially. All right. Go ahead now, Ms. Carr. Do your countdown.
Are we all ready?
1 minute. Can I go now? I just want to encourage that single parents that being a single parent is never easy, but you have to make a concerted effort that whatever it is you have to do to see that your child get that
Yes.
career of his or
Yes.
her choice, you have to do it. My colleagues there can tell you some of the things I used to do to send my kids to school, and today I have no regrets. In
Lovely.
closing, I'm just want to say for your child to succeed, everybody has to be on board. It's an equation. The school, the parents, and the students have to do their best as well. So I'm gonna leave this song with you before Miss Carr do the close down, and be encouraged.
As the